I'm a bit vain, and I'm not even sorry about it. A bit of vanity lifts you up. Too much runs your life or ruins your life. I'm a little bit vain and I'm not sorry. I like looking good. I love to dress nicely. I love wearing makeup. I like to dye my hair, and I do it for myself, not for other people. I know some people think it's shallow or silly or a bit much for a woman in her 50s. I know, I get judged for it. And weirdly, I really don't care. I want to look nice. The strange thing is I didn't even wear makeup until my 40s. I had great skin and I didn't like makeup and the feeling on my skin. But now I love it. It does hide that one age spot on my face. And I like doing it, and I find it fun to wear makeup and watch makeup tutorials on Facebook. And it's also a form of self-expression for me. I have quite unruly hair also, so I love to dry and straighten my hair. Otherwise I feel like crap, like my hair looks terrible, which is very hard when you're traveling in Asia for 3 months. Thanks to the keratin treatment I got in Phuket, it looked a lot better. But it's with the amount of hair I've got and its fibrous nature, it's a genuine time commitment, let me tell you, to dry it and straighten it. And I'll confess something less flattering. Sometimes I'm walking down the street or I'm in a shopping centre and I catch myself looking at someone, usually a woman, but sometimes a man, and I do judge them and I say, how did they leave the house like that? They look like a slob, or they're wearing like clothes with food stains all over them, or no bra. And I think it's healthy not to wear a bra, but sometimes a bra can totally change how you look. And this is judgmental, and I know it's not my finest quality. I am judgy and I own it. And even for my own funeral, I've set a dress code, which my daughter will make everyone adhere to, because I've been to funerals where people were dressed slovenly, and I don't understand that. It's different if it was for a surfer dude and, you know, everyone was wearing surfer gear. But that's not me. I'm a cocktail dress kind of girl. But anyway, I'm judgmental and I own it. But the thing that really gets me is that we've been told our whole lives as women that our worth is tied to our looks. You know, oh, what a beautiful girl. Not, wow, what a smart girl. And of course, things are changing. But we're told that our worth is tied to our looks. And yet in the same breath, we're told not to be vain. Stop looking in the mirror. You know, we're constantly judged on how we look, even by other women like myself. And yet society shames us for being vain and caring about how we look. So there's this very fine line that we're meant to walk on. So my question isn't about whether vanity is good or bad. It's this: where's the line? Where's the difference between a healthy dose of vanity, the kind that makes you look good, feel good, walk taller, feel more confident, enjoy yourself more, and the kind of obsession with how you look that actually shrinks your life, that stops you taking the chance, saying yes to things, being seen doing the thing, even if you look bad doing it. And, you know, I've felt this myself for most of my life, that bit of how am I going to be perceived and what will I look like doing it. So let's explore this ridiculous double bind and think about how it works. The word for a woman who cares too much about her looks is vain. Other phrases used to describe such a woman are shallow or up herself. They're not flattering, are they? And the phrase for a woman who's stopped caring about how she looks: she's let herself go. We hear men lament this after they married someone gorgeous and perimenopause hit her, or she had 3 children in quick succession. She's let herself go. So there's no safe place to stand. Care and you're vain, don't, and you've let yourself go. It's totally rigged, right? And it goes back a long way. Who is the villain in every fairy tale we're raised on? The one in the mirror. Looking in the mirror, the wicked queen, the vain stepsisters. Vanity was literally how those stories marked the bad women, right? And the heroine, of course, she's beautiful, delightfully so, but she never seemed to know she's beautiful. She's effortlessly beautiful too. She doesn't have to put in any effort whatsoever. She was good precisely because she didn't look at herself in the mirror. So we learned young, wanting to be beautiful is human, but being caught wanting it is a sin. And that's why we all do that thing where we just downplay compliments. Oh, this old dress, or I just threw this on. Society has told us how we look matters too much, and yet we must hide that we care about how we look. And this is an exhausting conundrum. I wear nice dresses all the time. Most days I could attend a job interview, a funeral, or a wedding in the same outfit, unless I'm heading to the gym. I even wear a dress to the gym. People find it amusing, but it's a cute little black dress that hides a bit of my belly, which I'm very self-conscious about. But when I wear this dress over like leggings and a t-shirt, I feel much more attractive, and that's all about me. I don't care what people think. It's just how I feel. And I was once consulting for a community organisation, and a staff member once told me at a Christmas party, "Oh, you're actually really nice. I always saw you and saw how you dressed, and I thought you were a snob." Now, I've never been unfriendly to this person ever, but the comment really upset me because I have been friendly and I never intended my clothing to appear snobby or make me unapproachable. And to be honest, I buy most of my clothes from the thrift stores or the op shop if you're an Aussie. They're definitely not overpriced clothing, and I'm one who doesn't even like branded name clothing, so that's funny. But in my experience, this healthy bit of vanity adds to my life. I put on the nice dress, I walk taller, I feel more confident. I apply makeup to my face and I look more like myself. And it gives me something. It's fun, it's play, it's expansive, right? So a bit of vanity lifts you up. Too much runs your life. We all know that. And that's the difference that I keep coming back to. And sometimes it does run my life, and sometimes it does, me a disservice, to be honest. So obsession about how we look doesn't give. It just takes. It's the woman who won't go to the party because she's got nothing to wear or feels too fat or hates how she looks, who won't get in the photo, who cancels because of a breakout, who won't try the dance class, the swimming, the new thing because someone might see her not being perfect or look good while doing it. That's not healthy vanity lifting a life up. That's vanity shrinking our lives. I was out about 4 months ago wearing a dress I really loved, feeling good, and a woman about my age got chatting with me. She was lovely, and at some point she turned to me and my partner at the time and said, all delighted, "Oh gosh, are you expecting a baby?" Now, I'm in my early 50s. I'm bloody perimenopause. I'm still menstruating, and I have this perimenopausal belly, that soft little round thing under your boobs. And in this particular dress, apparently it read, "Baby on board." Now, I'm in no way whatsoever interested in having a baby at this stage of life, even if I could. That ship has totally sailed, and I waved it off from the dock with a glass of something cold in my hand and said farewell. So someone told me in public, in a dress that I love, that I look pregnant. And this is exactly the kind of moment that can flip a woman's whole relationship with her body in one sentence. Here I'm feeling confident, and then someone's like, "Oh, you obviously look fat enough to be pregnant." That's a comment that can go around in your head for a while, and makes you stop wearing the dress, going out and start hiding. But here's what I did. Later in that same chat, we got talking about our ages, and it turned out she and I were exactly the same age. And she thought I was 38, and I was rapt. 38? So I walked away from that conversation. I didn't think I looked pregnant. I thought I look 15 years younger than I am, I didn't even do the maths on that, but yeah, 15 years younger than I am. I'm taking that as a win. And I told some of my girlfriends the story, and they were horrified on my behalf. How could she say that to you? We all know not to ask people if they're pregnant unless they're really about to pop. And I love them for their care, but I generally hadn't gone to that area of the conversation in my head. They heard an insult about my belly. I heard, "You look 38." The same sentence, two completely ways of interpreting it. So full honesty though, I never did wear that dress again. I donated it to the op shop. So I'm definitely a work in progress. And I liked the dress, but I didn't want to look too pregnant. And I noticed that some other dresses I have also make the belly a little more prominent. And I really don't want to look pregnant at this age. And I'm one of those people who struggle with my weight. I've got PCOS and Hashimoto's, and I can't pretend that I've transcended all the issues around my weight. There are clothes in my wardrobe I love that don't fit me right now, and I really want to fit back into them. And not for anyone else, but just for me. And I want to feel good in my body. I want to look good in my clothes. And I'm allowed to want that, and so are you. And this sort of two feelings of wanting to look good now but accepting our bodies as they are sit next to each other. and they're not mutually exclusive. So we're told you can either love yourself exactly as you are and never want to change a thing, or you want to change. And clearly you're self-hating and brainwashed by culture. But this is rubbish. I can love this body, this belly, this face, and get up in the morning and want to feel stronger and fitter, which is why I'm going to the gym now and lifting some weights. I'm not much of a gym junkie. And if they didn't have a spa section with massage chairs and red light therapy, I'm not sure how often I would go. But that's my treat. And, I'm loving my body and tending to it. And, those two things aren't mutually exclusive. And don't we tend to the things that we love? So we're allowed to care about how we look and want to feel better in our bodies and refuse to hate on ourselves for 1 second while we're doing it. Doesn't mean we don't have these uncomfortable moments with our bellies. For me, it's just the belly mostly. So there's two things that I often think about if I'm getting critical about my body. The first is I have people in my life right now with cancer, and when I catch myself being critical about my body or complaining about my aches and pains, of which I have a few, I've got plantar fasciitis in my feet right now and it's agonizing. So I've got to stop and remember that there are people who would love to have my plantar fasciitis instead of what they've got, and that they would give anything to have this level of a healthy body. And the second thing I think of is about 10 years ago when I stood in the mirror, convinced I was too overweight and so far from good enough. And I look back, and I'm sure anyone who struggled with their weight, there's a time when you were overweight and you thought, oh God, I look terrible. And now you might be a bit heavier and you're like, God, I wish I was that level of overweightness. So, I hope that, in 10 years from today, I don't go, oh, I wish I was that weight now. So it's coming to that appreciation of, where we're at right now and not wishing it away. And another thing I think about is the flip side to the same thought is right now somewhere there's a woman 10 or 20 years older than me that would give anything to have the body and the face I have today, to feel younger. It's weird when older people think you're young at 50 and then you're 50 and you look at 20-year-olds and you can't believe how young they are. So one day I wonder if I'll be looking at photos of me now and thinking, what on earth was I worried about? Why did I stress about those wrinkles when I've now got so many more? And why didn't I see how gorgeous I was, even if I didn't know it? And, I wish that we didn't have that experience only through hindsight and could experience it in the now. And you can't have a conversation about women and vanity without talking about hair, right? Grey hair is where this whole fight gets loud, and it's the perfect example of us being forced to pick a lane when we don't have to. So hair is an area where women are often divided, especially, as we enter middle age. The old rule, dye it or you've let yourself go. Women marched to the salon for decades by that one. And I have friends who are now in their 50s and 60s, and they remember their mothers going to dye their hair like every 3 or 4 weeks. The dye wasn't as good as it is now. But now there's a newer rule, wearing your natural grey hair as a badge of honour to show that you're aging gracefully, and that if you dye it, you're inauthentic, chemically dependent, still performing youth, and not brave. Now, I've been dyeing my hair since I was about 13. My mum butchered my haircut just as I started high school, and so she decided to henna it red to make it look better. And I can tell you I do not suit red hair whatsoever, though that did go on for a year or two. But my natural colour is dark blonde. It was beautiful white blonde when I was younger. But now the natural colour is this dishwater grey colour that, is so boring. So I've coloured my hair for my whole life since 13. And about 6 years ago, I started doing it for myself at home with a good hairdresser quality product. I even cut my own hair now. And it's not about saving money. It's because I actually enjoy it. I get the colour I want at home for a cheaper price. And I actually enjoy the creative process. It sometimes goes bad though, and I have to refix it the next day. And the women around me have made very different choices, and I love it. Friends who went grey in their 30s, dyed their hair for years, and now in their 50s had let this gorgeous silver steel grey come through. I love it. It's stunning. My mum's hair came through as this beautiful soft blonde silver. I remember when she stopped dyeing it, I hadn't seen her for a while, and I said, "Oh, Mum, what colour are you using to dye your hair?" Because she used to just use store-bought colour in a box. She goes, "Oh, no, this is my real colour." And it was so gorgeous. And I was like, oh, I hope mine goes like that. I've only got a few greys, and I can't tell what they're going to be like. They're sort of blonde grey, so I'm hoping that I get my mum's colour. And then I've got other friends that, I've got one beautiful friend in her 60s, and she dyes her hair dark brown, and honestly, she looks gorgeous. So, and I sometimes do see women with a young face and grey hair, and I have this thought that jumps out that is, oh gosh, she would look younger if she coloured her hair. And then I catch myself and I think, hang on, why are we all so desperate to look younger? I know I am, and I need to explore this in another podcast. I really feel that pressure, and we all hear people say, "Oh, you look so good for your age." But what if that wasn't even a thing that we had to think about? So I might have to come back to that in another episode. But for today, the thing that actually bothers me isn't anyone's colour or their greys or their choice to age however they please. It's the self-righteousness in both directions. The dye camp judging the grey camp, the grey camp judging the dye camp. Everyone's certain their way is the right one. And I'm all about doing what works for you, truly. Colour it, grow it, shave it. Just do whatever works for you and not for other people. I'm still figuring out this aging thing and how it fits with a healthy dose of vanity. I'm definitely known to run from photos and never look at them if I get caught in one. I can't bear it. I'm still struggling with this. The other day I was at the beach with my partner, and he wanted a photo of me on the wharf by the sea. I let him take one, and I said, please try and make me look slimmer than I am, because you know how you can look really chubby in some. Anyway, he wanted to show me how lovely the photo was. He really liked it, but I could barely bring myself to look at it. I just did a little quick darting look and then looked away. I'm more about selfies. I like to take photos myself and angle my phone and make my face look slimmer. But when I have to hand the camera to someone else, I brace, because those photos always seem to come out worse than how I picture myself. So there are whole stretches of my life where I'm barely in photos because of it. And I recently went to some funerals, and I realised that the people that love me, such as my kids, don't care if the photo is flattering or not. They just want a photo of me, their mum, in the picture. And when you're at a funeral and you see a collage of a life, I don't want there not to be that collage of my life for my children. I want them, to have that memory of me. So I'm making a commitment to myself to get in the frame. Do I want to? No, but I'm trying. And it's not because I've made peace with how I look in them, because some days I haven't, but I really need to be in my own life and showing up regardless of how I look in the photo. Now, if this conversation has stirred something, I would love to invite you to follow or subscribe to Fully Expressed on Substack. Sorry, I've got a frog in my throat. And if you're new, since the pleasure episodes that I released in the previous 2 episodes, subscribers also get the pleasure switch meditation that I created. And on top of that, I also mentor a small number of women, one-to-one, who want to live fully expressed. This is about beliefs, your body, your voice, your business, creating books, whatever, products, card decks. That's my jam, all those sorts of things. So feel free to message me if that's something that interests you. Now, how about going and putting the good thing on that makes you feel gorgeous, wear it to the supermarket, dance to your own music, and here's to living fully expressed. Lots of love from me, Aisha. P.S. I've written a little song to go with this podcast and Substack article, and I'm appending it here so you can have a listen. And if you feel like a little dance, you can dance along to my song, I Won't Save My Sparkle. It's time for you to shine, darling.
Today I choose what lifts me. Today I choose delight. A little extra sparkle makes everything feel right. Life's too precious waiting for some perfect day. I'm done saving my best self for somewhere far away. I choose joy. save my sparkle for someday. This is my moment, this is my day. I wear what makes me feel amazing. I light the room by just being me. I won't save my sparkle. I won't save my sparkle. I won't wait one more day. I'll take the photo, laugh out loud. I'll stand right in the middle now. I'll wear the color, I'll wear the dress. I'll choose the things that light me up. Feeling gorgeous starts within, then shines through everything. Life gets brighter when I let myself begin. I choose joy, I choose pleasure, I choose the woman I came here to be. I won't save my sparkle someday. This is my moment, this is my day, this is my day. I wear what makes me feel amazing. I light the room by just being me. I won't save my sparkle. I won't save my sparkle. I don't need their approval, I don't need to play small. Today I choose my own joy and that changes it all. This isn't vanity, it's coming back to life. Today I choose to show up for this beautiful life. Won't save my sparkle for someday.